Welcome, one and all, to the draft evaluation of the Winged King League. So, from Draftarig, you can see all our very pretty leagues up here. This is going to be the Winged King League, in which I, Awesome Pie 1453, am the DLC for, and I'm joined today by our good friend Goes.
Greetings.
Greetings. If you're watching this right now and you have not seen our fantastic Premier League Power Rankings video that came out earlier today, and it was great. And Goes and I did it last night for me, early this morning for him, and you heard a lot of drunk pie shenanigans, tired Goes shenanigans. Hopefully now we should be a little more rested. How about that, Goes? How you feeling?
Yeah, I think it should be like completely different now.
Okay,
I
well,
have like a lot of energy left. You are not drunk anymore. I think we are pretty good.
yeah, I will say I woke up with a bit of a headache this morning, but hey, I think it was worth it. It was a good video and it was fun. Well, this is the Royal Edition because the Winged King. So I'm the DLC, and you've seen a lot of the other DLCs do some cool stuff like power rankings. I have not done that. I apologize to my league. I've been a little too busy. Got to put out these great video contents. So we're not going to go in any particular order. It's just the order of the slides. And people can tell us your own power rankings in the comment section below. And Goes and I, maybe when we go throughout, we'll discuss maybe which teams we're the most scared of. But we don't have any official power rankings. So you good to go, Goes?
Yeah, I'm good to go. There's no like official power rankings, but what we did have was one person in the league channel posted their own version of the power rankings.
You're
I
right,
think
which is
we kind of
awesome.
like have you seen it at all?
I looked through it very
Like, y-
briefly, but did not read it in. Yes.
like I think I'll just briefly mention it when we come like to the person they put in first place.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good. And just like with Premiere, I have not seen these teams before, besides helping them draft, but I haven't looked at them in the slide form. So these are going to be my first impressions off the bat. So we'll start with the Hartford Whalelords, which I believe is coached by our good pal Himmel. New team, new rebranding, and for those of you who are hockey fans back in the day, the Hartford Whalers, which the logo's been changed to the Carolina Hurricanes. But they moved, but that's a really cool logo, and that's where I'm going to start. If you want to start with the actual Pokemon goes, go for it. But I love this new team name.
Oh yeah, I think it's Himmel is like always hype. I
Mm-hmm.
think Storm is like a gigantic Himmel fan, and so are we.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Looking at the team itself, I see a lot of good speeds. Like the speed tiers are great. Fluttermane, Iron Boulder, Cinderace. Those are all like great Pokemon. Below that is like a bit of a gap, but I think that should be fine. Um, in terms of hazards, I think they're okay. Skarmory is like most of their hazard control. They have like Core Change on Cinderace. Bit lacking in the priority bracket, but yeah, it should be fine. I think the type chart is a bit messed up, but this looks like an aggressive team, can put up sweeps, setups. I love it.
I mean, you call it, a messed up type chart. I'm going to call it a nice type chart, emphasizing the ICE there, because there's a lot of ice types on
Mm-hmm.
this team. A lot of
Yeah,
ice
there's like
types.
three ice types. There's like a lot of redundant types in this team. They have
Four,
like
right?
double
Isn't it
steel,
four ice
double
types?
ghost. Oh yeah, it's
It's a hail team.
wait for it. Oh yeah, it's Doctor Rhyme.
Yep. Mr. Dr. Rhyme himself, ice type. So you have four ice types here, including your hail setter. And you also have Galarian Slowking, which can set up hail. So it's a really icy team.
Yeah, it's a typical like Slush Rush ice
Mm-hmm.
team. I think there's like Cure and Blizzard stuff that is interesting here, with, like maybe specs.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Electro's Fire
Mm-hmm. I do too.
with the Levitate to bounce off that ground immunity. I think the a lot of people are like normally going Steel Electros because
Mm-hmm.
like Terra Steel on Levitate mounts is like a big thing somehow.
Makes
One of
sense.
my good friends, Toast, proposed to me a Terra Stella Electros actually,
Whoa.
because when you are like big into random battles, right?
When I need to be. I haven't played it in a while, not since the DLC come out.
Yeah, Electros is like one of these mons that uses like a lot of different moves usually. It has
Yeah.
like a big move pool. So Terrastella is pretty good for it, especially because it doesn't have like any weaknesses. So
Yeah.
the non-defensive Terra doesn't matter at all.
So, last couple of things with this team before we move on. One, I want to say that I'll be interested to see how versatile Himmel can be with this team. Because when I look at this, each individual Mon, I feel like the majority of the Pokemon in his team have like one or two sets they use. Like you said, the Electros, that has a lot of different moves. Cinderace can do a bunch, but you're probably running a similar Skarmory set, a similar Fluttermane set, Kira, all his ice types. So it'll be interesting to see if he changes it up or if he just runs generic bread and butter.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see.
We'll find out. My last question is, what is that like upside down broomstick in like the sludgy teacup thing in the bottom left?
Oh my god, Pi. That is Sinister from DLC 1. It is a ghost poison type with heat proof as an ability. No, a ghost grass type, my bad.
Doesn't it look like an upside down broomstick, like in a teacup? Look at it. It's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you want me to say?
I'm excited to see how the upside down broomstick does. But all right, I was just curious. I've literally never seen it before. Okay, that is Himmel and the Hartford Whalers. So now we go to Jura Galaxy. Who do you know who the coaches are of these teams off the top of your head? Goes because I don't have.
Oh
a list
yeah,
with me.
definitely. That is Geld.
Okay.
Geld 7281.
Yes, this is a scary looking team. My goodness.
Oh yeah, it's super scary. Yeah, Magearna, Ladios, Mega, Blaziken, Necrozma. Yeah, Nidoqueen, Meowscarada. Those are like banger mons. It's a great team.
This
like
is a really well drafted team.
It is a well drafted team with like a lot of great mons in their tiers, but the type chart is a bit lacking. There's no electric, ice, flying, bug, rock, and ghost type.
Oh wow, okay. Well, see, I see a team here, like I said with some of the premier stuff, each individual Pokemon here is good. I don't know how like you said, the chemistry is going to be. But individually, they're all scary.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think also like the Terra Fairy Necrozma is a pretty good call.
We'll see. I don't know how I feel about Necrozma. Everyone says how good it is. Everyone tries to Terra Captain it, and then everyone ends up trading it halfway through the season. So we'll see. I'll be excited to see Jura Galaxy here do well with it. I think the low tiers here are some of the best low tiers that any team has.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Ursaring's awesome.
Also,
I've already been corrected for my Tangela pronunciation. Tangela. But
I would have also said like Tangela probably.
I think I said Tangela and I got corrected. And I love Granbull personally. I think it's a very underrated F tier. And Flygon's a fantastic D tier. Like, it's just a good, solid individual team. But let's see the team chemistry. My biggest question, who's the captain of this team? And Gels, you're going to have to put it out. Because who is going to be the leader here to put all the other hooligans in line? Because a bad locker room presence, if they don't have good, strong leadership, these teams, they could fight amongst themselves because they're all superstars.
Yeah, I think we said most stuff.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of pivots, hazards control is pretty good. There's a lot of defog.
I like it.
Speed tiers look good to me. I think if the type chart was a little bit better, this would be like an S+ tier team.
Yep. Yeah, I think this could be a really good team with a couple of trades too. Like I don't know what I would trade, but I think we might see if Jura Galaxy starts off 1-3 or something, a couple of trades that could make them really good. We'll see. I think this is a really strong team though. All right, next up, the Luscious Lopunnies, which by Mary, I believe, because I helped draft half this team because they left me all their picks, and then I kept doing the bot command for it. So what do you think about these pretty luscious Lopunnies here?
Hmm. I think the largest Lopunnies are also a proud member of the Turtle Alliance.
Ooh, yep. Really shiny.
Yeah. Three turtles stacked on a above each other. You can't see the type chart, but it looks beautiful.
Okay.
Nothing is red. They cover exactly all types, apart from poison where they have two. Speed tiers look fantastic to me. They have good hazard control, good pivot, good hazard setters. Priority looks okay-ish. Aqua Jet and Shadow Sneak. Roaring Moon can setup sweep, get at Mega can get in Trailblazers. They have Teenager Upper. I mean, I'll be honest, I love this team.
Why
It looks
Glimmet?
great. Glimmet, so there's like a thing with Goldango and Glimmora, or like generally like
Oh.
Goldango and Hazard Spam, because you can easily set up like Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rock Spikes, and they can't defog or Rapid Spin into Goldango.
Yeah, but doesn't Glimmet die to like a sneeze? Isn't it like because it's a
Oh yeah, it
baby? Isn't it
does.
kind of weak?
Oh yeah, it is kind of weak, but Toxic Debris like pops out Toxic Spikes when it's hit. So if you
Yeah,
sash it, you'll probably get two layers of spikes.
that's fair. I mean, it seems that was an off-sheet pick, I believe. I believe it was our only off-sheet pick in this league. So, which is
Might be.
interesting. Which is interesting. I don't know.
Also, it has 105 base power special attack,
Oh,
which is quite
that is
quite
actually
high
really
for like a
high for a little
baby.
baby. Here's my thing. If I took a sheet of paper on my screen right now and I covered the bottom two rows, I look at just that first row. I'm like, dang, I like that team a lot. I think it's a really good team. I think the second and third rows leave a little bit to be desired. I think it's kind of the opposite of what I said about the last team, where this team's synergy I think is a lot better than individual members. But their C, D, F, E tiers don't really scare me. Any of them together, they can do a
Do they
little
not
bit.
speak to you personally?
What?
Do they not speak to you
They don't speak to me.
personally?
They're
Because
just not
I think I
scary.
like them.
They're not scary. They're not
Are they
scary.
not?
I don't think
Have you
so.
never been swept by an unburned belly drum Slurpuff?
Yeah. Slurpuff can be scary. That's fair. Slurpuff also gets sticky webs, which is like the weirdest move for a Pokemon ever. But I like Slurpuff. I mean, I like these Pokemon. I'm not like against it. But I think you like this team more than I do. We'll see. We'll see. But the only big threats I see are the first four. But
Yeah,
I
but
could be wrong.
they also have like the only Pokemon that is C tier but should be B or D.
Yes, that is true. That is true. They got a bargain and a terrible pick in Crobat. Should be B and D. All right, you ready for the next one?
I am ready.
All right, we're going to Meloetta Magica with this great logo. Fantastic
No,
logo over here.
we ignore the logo. I think every time I read that logo, it gets a giggle out of me.
Probably a doghouse, though I'm not sure since there's no dog around. What do you think about the team, though?
The team. Have you? Do you know how fast is in like a speed tier? Because that is super fast. 150 Alakazam Mega, 138 Summer Sender. That is like a super fast team.
But it has
Um.
some slow mons too, so you can't really trick room on this team.
Oh yeah, it has great Stallmans.
What's the gap? I can't see the speed tier. What's the gap between these two and the rest? Because the rest isn't very fast at all,
Um.
right?
138 for Summer Sender, and then Thunderous has a 111.
Okay, Thunderous is decent quick.
It is fine, I'd say, because Thunderous can still like prankster.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Wave, Landorus Fairy is like a good Scarfed Mon. I think this team just has like a solid Trick Room angle as well with
Yeah.
Metal. He can always go that route. Frostmoth obviously like Equivadance machine somehow. Um, Type chart, I think it is okay. It's not like perfection that Mary created, but it's fine. I limits like a couple times, only like a weakness to flying and fire. but I think they can all be like handled through pure skill. Alomomola with the flip turn. I think this team can do work.
Yeah, I think it's solid. I mean, I don't have much bad to say, much good to say. Like, I think it's just a good, solid team. Um, I don't think it has amazing water switch-ins. Besides, I mean, there's not that many good offensive water types, but Alomola is really your only good water switch-in besides Sarina, which I'm not a big Sarina fan. I tried to draft it once, and I just don't think it does much for being a D tier. It's decent, but I don't know how much you're bringing it, and the rest of the team is neutral or weak to water besides Alomola.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
I think Serena is like one of these mons where I always forget what its ability actually does.
yeah, it's like Twiga's
And then I
ability.
just tried like ice shot it or something.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, next one we got the Memphis Metagross, and this is who's the leader of this one again? Who's the coach?
Memphis Metagross is. Let me check. Mio.
All right, Mio, that is a cool logo. Look how cool that Metagross looks in this logo.
We actually had like 2 Memphis Metagross in this league.
Yeah, we did.
One of them was Skells.
So we did have 2 Memphis Metagross, but this is the one that survived, right? The other Memphis Metagross had to leave town. Like they switched their name.
Yeah, they switched their name, but by choice. We didn't force them anything.
There's only enough room in this town for one Memphis Metagross, and this is the one who won.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about this team?
This is a rare rain team. We haven't seen it a lot lately.
You want to talk about how rain teams go in leagues? I don't know if you've had any experience with that.
No, I've never played a rain team. I'm not the rain guy. Never been. Season 1 never existed. It's fine. No, I think this team has like a lot of the utilities that rain teams need. There's like these standard rain setter, 2 rain sweepers, and the scissor.
The scissor, yep.
Is like is kind of an important part of rain. It's interesting. It also has like another mode with Tapu Koko and Haluka. There's like the classic electric seed, unburden, sword stance shenanigans. I think I did that for like season 2.5 where I won the league. I think that's a pretty great combo.
It's a great combo.
Raging Bolt's all interesting. I think the 3rd Swift Swimmer is a bit of an overkill if you ask me. Like the 4th Swift Swimmer, wait, they have 4?
One,
they have
2, 3.
Sorry. For a second, I thought Dragalge was also Swift Swimming. We're all good. No, but 3 is plenty. They also have like 4 water types, which is a bit much, even for a rain team. Other than that, actually, the type chart looks pretty good for 4 water types somehow. I only have like a psychic and ground weakness for some reason, missing a couple types. Speed tiers are a bit irrelevant when you're running Swift Swim anyways. A lot of pivot, a lot of hazard control. Good priority. Yeah, I like it. I think it's, if you go full rain, this is like a good way to go.
Yeah, because I think you can bring a team without Politoed here and still do well. I don't think you need Rain to do well with this team, but Rain obviously helps. It's the big threat. I agree with the maybe too many Swift Swimmers. I would expect at some point. I'm placing my bet on Kabutops not being on the roster by week 5. I could see that being an easy cut and get another E tier. The Terra choice here for what Crocolar or whatever it's pronounced, the Baby Rusty, Teenage Rusty. That's an interesting choice. I've never tried Baby Rusty. It's probably good. I love the big one myself, but I'm intrigued that fairy was as fairy was your choice of Terra.
It's interesting, yeah.
I mean, it could work well.
I think one of the better Terra Wildcat choices here is Dragalge.
Yeah.
Or Dragalge, or whatever it's pronounced. That with adaptability, I think that can do some work.
I had adaptability wild card Dragalge for the team league for a week or two after I replaced someone, and I thought it was underwhelming. Someone could be bad. I don't think it's bad. It was just underwhelming for me, and I traded out for Flygon, the superior D Dragon. Other thing with this
I mean,
team,
it could just be you, right?
well, it absolutely could just be me. My team was slow too. I needed some more speed. So there's a lot of factors.
Oh
Dragalge
my.
could be a good pick here to be Terra if they didn't want Crocolar. The other thing is, I love the Greedent pick. I've been wanting someone to take Greedent. Look how happy Greedent is. I love Greedent. It was so good for me in the gym league on my normal gym team. Look how cute it is. I hope Memphis Metagross makes Greedent an MVP. I would love a Greedent emoji in our server.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
Oh, look at
Okay,
its cute little
next
face.
next one.
Ooh, I've heard some
Oh,
people
what
talk
is
about
it?
how this is one of their favorite teams. I've been talking
Yeah,
with Zach, Minnesota Mighty. This is a fun team.
yeah. This is the team that the person in the channel put at first place, I think, in the power rankings,
Mm-hmm.
and I can honestly see why. Zach, I think Zach always is like a consistent player in our draft leagues. There's a reason he's in Win King. Um, he brought like a lot of strong mons to this draft. He has your mascot. Maybe you're like a bit biased here. He has Tim. This biases me. Um, Tim with Terra Ground. I think Tim Terra Ground is a good idea. I think Tim Terra Grass would be even better.
Mm.
What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, he's obviously trying to take advantage of water absorb, right? So
No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you said I could be biased here. Oricorio is my mascot. Tim's my guy. I
Mm-hmm.
helped create Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Ampharos is one of my top three favorite Pokemon ever. And then my boy
He
Rusty's
also has
also
Rusty.
here.
Yeah.
Rusty. And then Airy, the Driftblim I love. Bird, the Alolan Muck. Long story with that name, but Alolan Muck and I have a history. Uh, um, Mega Lucario is cool. Look how cool it looks there. It's just, and Zangoose is awesome too. So it's just a cool team. But here's what I'm going to say. And Zach is sitting here right now. He's listening to us, I'm sure. And he's smiling and he's shaking his head. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm going to say something mean, Zach, and I apologize. This team was ranked number one in the power rankings by the person who put it. And to me, I'm getting some Minnesota vibes. Your smile's starting to drop a little. You hear me right now. I
Oh
see a
no.
Minnesota team, like all the Minnesota sports teams, who like year after year have potential. Zach gets his team close to the playoffs, loses in the first round, barely misses playoffs, and then the next year the hype is back. So you got to prove to me, Zach, this is the best team I think you've ever had. You can win this league. Don't be like another Minnesota sports team. Don't be like the Vikings. Don't be like the Twins and have terrible postseason success. I think this is a great team, but I want to see you in playoffs and see what you can do with it. So now that
Yeah.
you're crying and stuff, I apologize, Zach. I'll take it back to Goes.
Yeah. Obviously, we want to see like fellow moderators, fellow friends in the playoffs. Maybe get like that season title and go to Premier League straight away. Um. Yeah, I'm sorry, Zach. The type chart looks like a bit abysmal. I'll be honest. There's like 5 major weaknesses. He's missing like 6 total types. The speed tiers are topped by 112 Lucario Mega. Hazard control is basically only Great Tusk. We have no priorities. Um, we have like good setup potential with Espafra, I think. Great Tusk can run away with games on its own. Skeledirge, the Rusty can do stuff. I think Zach has like to play really well to make this team work. It's like on a high point of view, it's a 10 out of 10. On the power, it's like a 5 out of 10 maybe.
It has potential. There are some holes that I think could be easily fixed during free agency with free agency stuff. Because when I look at this team, I see Great Tusk as being by far and away the most important member. Like you said, there's a lot of roles that only it fills. Also, kind of like I was saying yesterday with Draftarig's team, if Great Tusk dies, so many types can now be spammed on you, right? Like it just Great Tusk is really important for those volt switches, unless you Terra into ground for Mantine. But otherwise, you just volt switch freely on this team. Once Great Tusk is dead, you can just kind of roll with your electric type.
Yeah.
We'll see. I like it,
Okay.
Zach. You have potential. You have expectations. Let's see you meet them. Next up, oh, look at that logo. The Baton Rouge Bagons. Look how cool that Bagon looks.
Yeah.
Bagon,
This
whatever.
is Rich Porter's team.
Okay,
Also a new coach in our leagues.
I like Rich Porter. He never left me a pick in the draft, but always picked within like 20 or 30 minutes. Homie was always
Yeah.
there making his pick and never held up the draft. And that's what I like about him.
Yeah, I think that is I think he already won the league in our hearts just by that. Like he a
Yes,
player
that
that
was
can
big.
always pick on time
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't do any work for us and never does like any illegal picks. We love you straight away.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the team? Because I
Um,
got thoughts.
you get thoughts?
I do.
Are they all related to the Garchomp?
No. I'm sober now. I won't. I'll just ignore the Garchomp. I won't be mean to it like I
Okay.
was last night. Um, lot of there's a decent. The team is pretty much split in half between Pokemon that are always drafted and Pokemon that are never drafted. So I'm really excited to see how some of these work. I feel like we never see Fione. Fiode, how you pronounce it. I feel like we never see that. Licky Licky, we see a decent amount. My boy Horse, I love, but I don't see him too much in draft leagues. Incineroar all the time. Mega Venusaur is pretty underrated. Sylveon's probably in the middle. I'm excited now that Infrape has dropped to C tier, what people can do with it. And I love the fact that he is the Terra Grass Infernape. That's really interesting. And I don't know what type I would have chose, but that'll be cool. Celesteela is always drafted. Garchomp's often drafted. Tornadus T is often drafted. I'm really intrigued on Palafin. I feel like we don't see it in draft leagues too much, a little bit here and there. I think it's an underrated S- tier. So I think overall this team has a lot. There's some fun elements and some boring elements, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. I think on the like power point of view, speed tiers are great. There's a ton of pivot, ton of hazards. Hazard control isn't great with no rapid spinners and only one defog. Missing a couple types, missing like 6 types overall. But I think this team can make some work. I'm excited to see what they will bring to the league.
It's yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the Fiona pick looks really fun. Like I'm just very excited to see how Fiona goes. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I try and figure out like, oh, are they weak to fight? Like just off my eyes, and it looks like the types balance each other decently. So we'll see. This might be another one that a couple of free agency could fill some holes. So we'll see. Thank you, Rich Porter.
Okay.
Okay. Crystallized Muse, my partner in the team league, Lukai, or however you pronounce it. I also helped draft some of these teams because he left me his picks. What do you think about this team?
I think it's fairly powerful.
Yeah?
The speed tiers are good, pivot is good, hazard control is good just because of the turtle at least. Type chart looks good to me. There's some interesting mounts. There's like the Peck around, patch around with Terra Steel. That could be very annoying. It has like Iron Bundle, just which can do speed booster stuff. It has Earth Fuse, Scissor. I think it's all around like just a good team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's like I've said with some other teams, this is another one where almost every Pokemon in here can do something. Like, you can be justified in bringing all of these. They're all good. A lot of them are scary by themselves, but I also think this could be a little bit difficult of a team to run. It's a little, like, I don't want to say frail because it's not, it's bulky, but I think you have to play pretty well to use this team pretty well, and you might have an over reliance on things like Togetic as switch ins. I don't know. We'll
Oh
see.
yeah, I think Luca is one of the persons that could just play this well.
Yeah, Mega Scissor is pretty important here. I think a lot of bulk. It can do a lot. It's a really good A tier. So, anything else about the Crystallized Muse? Is this the year that Lukai can win it all?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they do well.
Yeah, he's been around our leagues for a while, so it would be cool to see him win and come to Premier. All right, the Fruit Cookers SC, and look at that mascot. Look at him. Look at Hamataro. Look at Hammy.
Yeah, we'll love it. This
He's
is
so
one of
cute.
the this is one of the Brazilian players that we got in our leagues.
Okay,
We
which
got like
one?
I think 4 or 5 of them. This is Aguas Mexicanas.
Okay, cool. Because I'll speak on Just Snow when we get to them, but he was always available to pick too. It was really big help in the draft, so he was a very big help for keeping it moving. But what do you think about the team?
Oh, there's like some super powerful stuff in here. GU, Dracovish, the Heracross Mega. Um, Also like the Trick Remote with Het. Ferrophone is a great like defensive core. What do you think about the Fairy Minior?
That's kind of weird. I like Minior. I've used Minior. Jay and we call Minior Squirt. Squirt's been good for us. Why Terra Fairy? Does it get play rough?
Um, I don't actually know.
That's a pretty weird Terra
Maybe
type.
it's maybe it's just like a Terra type that covers like a couple of weakness Minior has.
Yeah, yeah, it could. I mean, it gets rid of the Stealth Rock weakness, and Minior's pretty bulky. Minior's a good F tier, but this is a team of really unique Pokemon. I feel like we don't see that. I feel like we have never seen a team that looks similar to this one, right? There's
Oh,
like
never.
never. Like what's the most that these teams have maybe been paired? Maybe I've seen the Hatteran and Mega Heracross together, but a lot of these are things you don't see much, and all paired together, it's one of the most unique teams I've ever seen in Draftarig or Spirit Pillar.
Yeah, I'm super ready to see what it can do.
Yeah, me too. Because it's good. They're good Pokemon. They're just not used that much. So it will be cool. And yeah, I'm excited. It looks like you can do it. It looks pretty versatile too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
All right. Next up, we have the Ottawa Senators, which is a great name and mascot as well. Go hockey. This team is by Outlaw, correct?
Yes, definitely. I think the if you just look at that Jolteon, I think that looks a lot like your Raikou.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you actually that I was between Ice Raikou or Ice Jolteon. I had Ice Jolteon in a league, ISLR maybe a league, and it was awesome. I think Ice Jolteon is one of the best wild cards in the game that we have available to us. It's fast, it's powerful. Ice gets rid of you can't switch in on it as easily. It's just a good Pokemon. I chose Raikou because I wanted a little more bulk and I wanted to try something different. But Ice Jolteon is good.
Yeah, definitely. Overall for the team, I think I like it. The type chart looks good. They have like a couple weaknesses, missing a couple types with nothing major. The speed tiers are looking good to me. They have like GM Power as a super heavy hitter. They can have like Supreme Priority with like a lot of Sucker Punches, Accelerock. Um, the Tidy Up Ferret. They have the new Iron Leaves. I think I like this team.
Is this the first team we've had that has drafted 12?
Um, I
Real
think
quick
so.
check. Nope. Fruit Cookers
No,
did
no,
too. Just them and Fruit Cookers so far are the only teams that have drafted 12. So that's interesting. I'm a big fan of 12. Other thing, so I commented in our Premier League video on the Australian Ampharos and how their team either looked intimidating or just happy to be here. Here's another look at these sprites here. This is a silly, sinister team. They got something up their sleeves. Like look at Slow King. Like Slow King just broke his mom's vase. Like he looks guilty, right? Furret's up to no good. Look at Swalot. Swalot's just sitting there like I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. This team, they've got some silly vibes. And Outlaw, you've been one of the most talkative in the chat and has been very active in the league. So I know you're watching this right now. You got a silly team and a sinister team. They look like they're up to no good. Look at Gudra. Gudra looks like it's hiding something. They're sinister. So is that good for the locker room? They're gonna steal away a win? I don't know. I'm curious.
Yeah, I think
They're sneaky.
I'm looking forward to what Outlook can do with this score.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun Pokemon, a lot of fun, nothing too boring. Some things we don't see very often. Swalot's fun, like Braviary. I feel like I don't see. There's a lot of cool things, and one of the best prices on Spear Pillar's board is Lycanroc, our guy Ricky at D tier. Fantastic D tier. I made the swap because it wasn't drafted in Premier, so I did free agency. It's a really strong. It's a D tier that can win matches, which is really good.
Yeah. I like it.
I like it too. It's fun.
Um,
It's silly. Okay. Everyone
Up
wants
next, huh?
this is the team. This is the bandwagon team of Winged King. There's a chance that our millions of subscribers at Draftarig YouTube might be coming just for this because people love the Reggie redemption. And look at that logo and look at the team here. I'm counting not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but all 6 Reggies have made it on the team for the first time in Spear Pillar Drafter history. The Muffin, I believe, tried to do it in Dream League, but it did not work because other people took it. So this is the first time it's been done, I believe, successfully.
Yeah, definitely. This, you know what the weirdest thing about this team is?
What?
If I look at the type charts and the speed tiers and most stuff, it doesn't even look that bad. Like
It's a good
it's
team.
obviously like a bit of a meme team, but it does look good. It has like a good trick room mode. You have Regieleki for like super speed control. You have Talonflame, which could go like Gale Wings Tailwind if you need it. I think the team is actually just good.
It's fun. It's Ursaluna Blood Moon is good. I love Annihilate. Annihilate can win you a game. We talked about it in Premiere with Alex's team, I believe, but Tapu Bulu is a really good C tier. Like, it's just a good, solid team, and it's fun, and the vibes are good. This is another one where I'll be very curious, Set, to let me know who your captain is, because who captains this team? There's so many Reggies. Is it Regigigas? Is it not a Reggie? Is it your S tier? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what the Reggies will do.
For
Obviously,
sure.
the Reggie Roosters will support them forever
It's
till
awesome.
the end.
Great job. I also want to say that it's even more impressive because uh, they got sniped twice. They got sniped twice, but 2 people in Winged King League were willing to trade to make sure that Reggie Redemption could have all their Reggies. That's awesome. That's great sportsmanship, and we love to see that from our draft leagues. Everyone just trying to have a good time, and even though they drafted Regice first, they're willing to trade because it makes the Fet Set happy. So that's awesome. And very last thing I'll say, I've been looking for seasons and seasons at drafting Regigigas. I keep forgetting to. I keep not being able to. I think it might be a really good F tier, so I'm very curious to see what you can do with Regigigas.
Yep.
All right, getting down to the end here. I think we have 1 or 2 more. But the Scarlet Sun, which, in addition with Himmel, the Crazy Doctor, or Average Quagsire Enjoyer, I think I have been their DLC for every year that I've been a DLC. Maybe 3 seasons now? Maybe 2? I don't remember. I have Crazy Doctor again. And Crazy Doctor again drafted Mega Charizard Y. If you're ever in a league with Crazy Doctor and the Scarlet Sun, if you want Charizard Y, you got to draft it first because he will get it every single season.
I mean, it's a good mascot pick, right?
Yeah, mascot picks. I like mascot.
If I look at this team, like with my analysis stuff, I think this might be the first team I've seen, in a lot of draft league teams that doesn't have a single pivot move. I don't think anything can pivot here.
It has no pivot moves?
I don't think so.
That's crazy.
At least none of the
thing,
flip turn, volt switch, U-turn.
Necrozma thing, whatever it does, it gets teleport, I think, maybe.
Well, that might be it. Maybe something gets baton pass that I can't.
Oh, true, for sure.
But none of the usual pivot moves.
Yeah.
The type chart as well. There's 6 types missing. No normal, electric, ice, poison, bug, and dragon types. No dragon types is crazy. I think I've never seen a team without a dragon type.
This is a Crazy Doctor team. This is I've seen the Scarlet Sun. They also always have Quagsire. Their teams always kind of look like this, and you always kind of doubt him, and he always gets his team to the playoffs and lose in the first, second round. It's been pretty consistent. He's a pretty consistent player. I would imagine that maybe he could lose a couple of games, but he'll get close to the playoffs if not making it. He's a good battler, and he knows how to use these Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, last couple of things I'll say is there's a couple of fun Paimons here. In NDHL, when my girlfriend drafted for me, she did draft me Shaman as my only good Pokemon, it felt like. Shaman's awesome in draft. awesome. I wish more people would use it. It's really, really good. And Terra Water is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how that goes. Stop the electric and ice weaknesses. Corsola is something I'm not sure I've seen anyone draft but me. I think Corsola is low-key a good F tier. I like Corsola. I think it's fun. I'm excited to see you use it. It does give you 3 water types with your Terra, which is kind of interesting. And then Alcremie, I think I talked about last night with Premier. I like Alcremie. I think it's dangerous as an F tier.
Yeah, I like it. I think we have only 2 more teams to go.
2 more? All right, the Dimension Hoopas. Look at that logo. Some stuff is going on. Who is our captain
And look
here?
at this team.
Who's our coach?
It's definitely Ricky, right? Has to be Ricky.
Rick, yeah, I would think so. Look at Terra Fighting too. But who's the coach of this team?
Oh, the coach.
I say
Let me
captain
check.
to start, so that's on me. But
Majora or Mayora.
okay, Mayora, okay, or Majora's Max, not positive. This is an interesting team. The low tiers are pretty fun. I love seeing Cacturn. The high tiers are good. I mean, Iron Valiant, really good. Dragapult, really good. I love Mega Metacute, as I call it. Really strong, as long as you don't miss. And Barbara, my girl Gliscor, is such a good B tier now with all the hazards.
Yeah, Barbara, Rotom Heat. This team has like a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On the tie chart, notably, this team has exactly 1 of each type, which
Okay,
I've
we love that.
also never seen. I love it. The speed tiers are insane, obviously, with Dragapult 142, Excelga 145. Super heavy on pivot, hazard control, hazards in general. I think they have 5 or 6 sucker punches.
Wow.
Yeah, the Bullet Punch, Shadow Sneak on Iron Valiant. I think this team is just generally good. I think this is like this is a team that Jelly would also draft.
You're not wrong. I don't know how I feel about Aselgor on this team. I don't know what it does for this team. Aselgor is a good
I don't
Pokemon,
know
sure.
what I don't know what that mon does in general. I'll be
Well,
honest with you.
it's super fast, but you don't really
Yeah.
need that because you have Dragapult. It can set hazards like spikes and toxic spikes, which you don't really need because you have Gliscor. A Final Gambit is fun. I mean, it's a bug type when you don't have a bug type, so I guess that's good. I mean, it's fast. I just don't know if it brings super much unique things. I mean, I guess it can run hazards, so Gliscor doesn't need to. But you have several toxic spikes users here. Like, I think Cacturn might even get toxic spikes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 toxic spikes users, maybe 3. Regular spikes, you would probably 3. So be ready if you're fighting this team. Be ready for spikes.
Yeah, it should be good.
Very good. All right. Last but not least, we have the Pachirisu Kingdom. Look how cute that logo is. Is this just Snow's team?
Has to be right. I think just.
I've been waiting for Just Snow. Okay, so Just Snow was we could have had some problems in the draft because I wouldn't pay attention if the bot didn't exist because the amount of times that Just Snow tried to take something that they couldn't afford was crazy, and it wasn't their fault. Like because it was because they hadn't taken an A tier, and so a lot of their points left needed the A tier, and they didn't realize that. So the amount of times the bot was like, you can't take this, you can't take this, can't take this was crazy. So I appreciate the resilience of Just Snow and still being able to get a team that's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the team on like a hype level?
Yeah, it's got a lot of fun things. This is one where individually so many things are fun. Together, I'll be excited how they work. Wigglytuff, always super fun. Guzzlord, I'm really excited to see because Guzzlord feels like it never gets drafted. I think we might have dropped it down, or maybe we didn't, but it's pretty decent. So I'm excited to see. Dodrio's really fun. Yeah,
I think Boss Baby drafted it as well in Premier.
I think you're right. And it's fun.
Oh no, not in Victory.
Dodrio's really fun. Dugong, look at Dugong. He's happy to be here. He's just chilling, Dugong, gong. It's fun. Phoebe, the Volcarona, is such a good second to last pick. Mega Manetric, I think in Premiere last year. It's good. Like, it's good for just speed, and it's just a good B tier. So there's a lot of good, solid Pokemon on this team. Some weaknesses though.
Yeah, the type shot is a bit problematic. It does like it covers like almost all types. They have all types, but there's like 5 major weaknesses. The speed tiers look great on the other hand. I love the speed tiers. Pivot moves are here. Only 2 defoggers, which is a bit bad for Cypher and Volcarona. But otherwise, I like this team. I think the most important piece that this team is missing is like a Pachirisu musket pick.
Ah, that's not a bad call at all. See, I look at this team, and Pachirisu would, the thing I'm about to say would not be good for Pachirisu, but I kind of feel like if I have a good, strong ground type and I'm facing this team, I might just roll Choice Band, Terra Ground, Earthquake. Celebi can take it, absolutely. And you have 2 low-tier flying types if you bring it. But besides that, Earthquake, 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 Earthquake. Hits this team pretty hard.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, anything else goes to say? Oh, look at this. Nice final slide here. Look at that. Anything else to say about...
did not steal it.
Yeah, definitely your property and no one else's. Anything else you want to say to our beloved listeners of the Winged King League?
Yeah, I think all of you did a good job drafting your teams. I hope you're all happy with your teams. I hope you'll have fun with Pi this season. Your hypest DLC out there, probably.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I think that's all.
I'm excited for a good season, and we should have a great time, and good luck to everyone. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is Goes and Awesome Pie signing off.